Hello, and welcome to Going Global with Georgia Tech. We're happy you're here, and we're excited to show you how to take part in this very techie tradition. Today, we'll be focusing on the following topics: study abroad, global research and internship program, the international plan, OIE living learning communities, and how to keep up with the Office of International Education, or OIE. But before we get started, let's see where Yellow Jackets go. Once students are eligible to study or intern abroad, these are some of the places that you can find Yellow Jackets internationally. There are 3 different colored pins on this map that represent the most popular types of international programs. We'll go over these opportunities in more detail, but before we do, we want to share about student eligibility requirements and what students can do with study abroad. Then we'll address some common myths associated with study abroad at Georgia Tech. First and foremost, students need to know what it takes to be eligible to study or intern abroad. Students must be at least 18 years old to study or intern abroad. Tech has some amazing students who are not quite 18 years old when they arrive at Tech. The rule is that students must be 18 by the time that they step on their flight for their study abroad program. That means that they can be 17 when they start the application process, but that they must be 18 years old by the time that their flight leaves. Students must be full-time degree-seeking students at Tech. They must have completed 2 semesters of college-level degree-seeking study. So if you're a student who is starting their Tech career over the summer, please note that we're looking for full-time study or 12 hours of coursework over the summer to be considered full-time. If you're taking less than that, the fall semester would be your first full-time study, and the first time you'd be eligible to study or intern abroad would be the summer of your first year. Students must also be in good academic and disciplinary standing to study or intern abroad. We want students to be successful at Tech before we send them out into the wider world. Finally, some programs have some GPA requirements. Typically, the requirement is a 3.0, but this can vary based on the different programs. We encourage you to go to our application portal, atlas.godtech.edu, to find information like GPA, weeks abroad, majors able to earn credit on a program, and much more information for a given program. When students study abroad, they are going to earn in-residence academic credit toward their Georgia Tech degree. We want to make special note of the in-residence credit, as this is very important as Tech students enter the last few years of their academic career at Tech. Students can go abroad for the fall, spring, summer, or for the full academic year. They'll have the choice to go with a group like the Oxford Summer Program or the Barcelona Summer Program, or to study at a partner university on exchange. Please note that most programs charge the in-state tuition rate for all students. The most notable exception to this is the Georgia Tech Lorraine campus, which charges out-of-state students studying on that program an additional fee. Beginning in the fall of 2020, this fee will be $6,050 for out-of-state students, and it is subject to change. This fee is a result of maintaining an international campus. Myth number 1, I can't earn credit for my Georgia Tech degree. This is our number 1 myth because we often hear students say that they can't study abroad because they can't find a summer program that offers the courses that they need. In reality, all 35 Tech undergraduate majors can earn in-residence credit that applies to their degree. We have 120 plus programs where students can earn major, core, and elective credit during the academic year, fall, spring, or summer terms. Myth number 2, I can't leave campus because of the 36-hour rule. On the previous slide, we mentioned that Tech students earn in-residence academic credit when they study abroad on a Tech program. This is important because the 36-hour rule states that a student must earn in-residence credit for the last 36 hours of their degree. When students study on a Tech study abroad program, they earn in-residence credit. So once you're eligible to study abroad, you can plan to study or intern abroad all the way through to your last semester at Georgia Tech. We recommend planning early to study abroad and don't necessarily recommend waiting until your last semester. But if this is the timing that works best for your academic career, then we fully support you. Myth number 3, I won't graduate on time. Study abroad does not delay graduation if you plan ahead. We specifically seek to speak with all incoming students as they're starting their Tech career to prevent some study abroad miss before they take root. Study abroad can work for any undergraduate major, but these experiences need to be planned in advance. We learned in the first myth slide that all undergraduate majors can earn in-residence academic credit in their major while studying abroad. The credit that you earn will satisfy your degree requirements. If you plan ahead, then there's no reason that studying abroad should delay your graduation. In some cases, it can actually help students get ahead in their degree progress. Myth number 4, I can't go abroad because I don't speak another language. We totally get this concern, but the majority of tech programs are actually taught in English. We strongly believe that language skills are important, and tech offers a number of LBAT, or Language Business and Technology programs, for students who want to study a language like Arabic, Chinese, French, German, Japanese, Korean, Russian, Spanish, etc. However, it's important to know that more than half of tech study abroad programs are taught in English. In fact, the entire continent of Asia for exchanges offers courses in English, so no language, no problem. Myth number 5, I can't afford it. We understand that financial concerns are paramount right now, and we're pleased to inform you that there are a number of affordable programs open to students. Most programs charge the in-state tuition rate. If you're an out-of-state student or international student, then you'd pay the in-state tuition rate unless you study at the Georgia Tech Lorraine campus, where the out-of-state fee is $6,050. For international students or out-of-state students, that's nearly $10,000 worth of savings in a semester. Also, over half of tech study abroad programs cost the same or less than a semester of study at the Georgia Tech Atlanta campus for a Georgia resident. Finally, it's also good to know that all tech study abroad programs cost less than the GT out-of-state tuition rate. And in case you're wondering, there's not a limit of how many times you can study abroad, but you do have to figure out how this is all going to make sense in your academic career. Myth number 5 continued, I can't use my financial aid. Tech students are fortunate in that financial aid travels with them. This means that scholarships, grants, and loans travel with students when they study abroad. This includes HOPE, Zell Miller, Stamps Presidential Scholarships, Tech Promise for students studying abroad in the fall, spring, or academic year, and Pell Grants. If you have a more unique scholarship like a decathlon scholarship or a named scholarship, then students will need to check with the scholarship administrators to see if this will travel with them when they study abroad. Myth number 5, nearly there. There are no scholarships for study abroad. This is a big myth. The Office of International Education administers 9 different scholarships that students can apply for with one application. Not only does OIE offer study abroad scholarships with multiple application cycles per academic year, but tech students are also eligible for scholarships in different colleges and majors, like business administration majors and civil and environmental engineering majors have scholarships that are only open to them. Students are also eligible for national scholarship opportunities like the Gilman, Boren, and others. In 2018 to 2019, tech students received nearly $220,000 in outside study abroad scholarships alone. Georgia Tech's Global Research and Internship Program helps students gain global experience in their fields of study by facilitating short-term work experiences in an international context. Tech students are able to intern abroad in industry, research, startup, nonprofit, and governmental settings. Typically, students will intern abroad during their 3rd, 4th, or 5th years, as this is when they are more competitive. First-year students can make themselves more competitive by participating in study abroad, domestic internships, taking language courses, or by doing undergraduate research. We have global research and internship program staff to advise Georgia Tech students on job search techniques and preparing to work in a new cultural setting. About 75% of internships are paid. Usually this means that internships pay the equivalent of the local cost of living. Finally, global research and internship placements can be combined with other high-impact activities like the co-op program, study abroad, and the international plan. For instance, if a student is participating in a domestic internship with an international company, they could do their first 2 internship placements domestically in the U.S. and do their 3rd placement internationally for the same company. We also have a number of exchanges where students can study abroad on exchange for the fall semester at an institution like Stuttgart or Munich and spend the spring semester interning. Global research and internship placements can also satisfy part of the 26-week requirement for the international plan. As you can see here, Tech is incredibly fortunate in the scope of international opportunities open to students. In addition to studying or interning abroad, there are many opportunities to have international experiences that work with the Office of International Education. OIE has a travel registry for students who participate in international activities as part of their academic career, but who aren't necessarily earning academic credit for those experiences. This registry allows us to track students and to be ready if something unexpected happens across the globe. The best part about going global at Georgia Tech is that you can make this official by putting it on your degree, so that everyone knows global competency is a core part of your Georgia Tech career with the International Plan, or IP. The IP is a degree designation, which means that the International Plan appears as a seal on your diploma and is documented on your transcript. An easy analogy is that the IP is an honors program for study abroad. Just like you have to take courses like calculus and writing to fulfill your regular degree requirements, study abroad experiences are part of how you fulfill the International Plan requirements. There is no extra cost to being in the IP other than the cost of going abroad. As part of the IP, students take 3 globally focused courses and a senior capstone course. Most of these courses are ones you take as part of your general requirements, but with an international component. For instance, instead of taking economics, you take global economics. Students also commit to adding an international component to their senior capstone. Students need to study or intern abroad for at least 26 weeks. This can be accomplished by studying abroad over the summer and a fall or spring semester, studying abroad for an academic year, by doing a summer abroad and a global internship, or numerous other ways of satisfying this requirement. We have an IP manager on campus who is happy to help you start the planning process. Students will also demonstrate proficiency in a foreign language. So if you've been studying Spanish since middle school, you can take a test to show that you don't need additional classes. Or perhaps you've been wanting to study Japanese. You can start a new language from scratch at Tech and still be able to study or intern abroad using those new language skills. If you're at all interested, apply early so that you can get advising. You can easily withdraw later if your priorities change. OIE currently works with 2 Living Learning Communities, or LLCs. The Global Leadership Living Learning Community is part of the United Nations 2017 Sustainable Development Goals. It houses approximately 190 first-year students from all majors and backgrounds. These students will be required to take 1 required course in the fall and 1 required course in the spring. The cost is the same as the normal housing fees, plus $200 per semester. While first-year students won't be able to live in the Global Leadership Living Learning Community after their first year, they are able to live in the International House, or iHouse. iHouse is composed of 50% Georgia Tech degree-seeking students and 50% incoming exchange students from Georgia Tech's partner universities worldwide. There is no required coursework, but students do have to serve on an iHouse committee. Students who are interested in going global throughout their career at Tech should consider enrolling in one of OIE's discipline-specific sections of GT1000. GT1000 prepares students for their time at Tech, and an OIE discipline-specific section of GT1000 augments this education with either a focus on study abroad and global research and internship programs, the International Plan, or for helping international students adjust to life at Tech. Our office has a lot going on, and we hope that you'll connect with us at one of our many fall events. I do want to highlight a couple of important events like our open houses that will happen the first week of classes. This is a chance to meet with OIE advisors and to start planning your international experience. We'll also be hosting the Education Abroad Fair on September 29th, where all of our programs will be represented. This is a great chance to stop by and ask questions and get some resources. If you're planning to study abroad this summer, as in summer 2021, then we highly recommend applying for the OIE administered scholarships by the October 15th deadline. We've covered a lot in this session, so if you have questions, we hope that you'll let us know by emailing education.abroad@oie.gatech.edu, or you can find program-specific information at atlas.gatech.edu. We hope that you've enjoyed this time together and that this session has been informative. If you have questions, we encourage you to email us at education.abroad@oie.gatech.edu or begin exploring program options at atlas.gatech.edu. Once we're back on campus, our office is located over by Tech Tower in the Savant building on the 2nd floor. We look forward to meeting you and helping you find the best international experience for you. Thank you again for your time and attention. Please do let us know what questions you have, and go Jackets!